And we're live. Wow. So, welcome everyone to another segment of SwagHer Magazine Sisterhood Spotlight. And happy Saturday to you all. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the replay. Thank you for the shares. And make sure that you subscribe to SwagHer on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We're everywhere. So make sure you subscribe and stay tuned because we have other amazing segments and information that the magazine shares with you. I am your host, the Marilyn Monroe. I'm one third of a podcast called Culture Club Conversations, where you'll find me and my two cousins talking with great conversation. But today we are spotlighting an amazing sister of mine and businesswoman, entrepreneur, and she is, of course, an influencer. Actually, she is on Facebook, TikTok all the time. And I'll let her say her intro, but that is Miss Phenelope Cooper.
Hello, my name
Hey,
is Phenelope.
Phenelope.
Hello, Sissy.
Yes. Thank you for joining us and thank you for allowing SwagHer Magazine to highlight and feature you, to celebrate you. SwagHer loves to celebrate, acknowledge, and create visibility to all amazing women, all amazing people, but especially amazing women, intentional women. So thank you for joining us today. So my first question to you is, of course, my core question, in which I ask everyone, is what is sisterhood to you? What does it look like to you? What does it feel like to you? What is it to you?
Sisterhood feels warm.
Mm,
It feels it's warm. It's a no judgment zone. I can tell you stuff and you don't judge me, but you're gonna give me the correct. You're gonna give me the right. You ain't gonna just stare me down.
yeah,
Um, that's why I think a sisterhood is warm and people just no judgment zone.
yeah, yeah. It feels good when people accept you for who you are, for what you are, the good and bad.
Yes, absolutely.
And, it doesn't seem or feel like, you know, they're not going to embrace you the same because then you are not being authentic to yourself. You're just creating an image that you want them to see only. So you're right. It does feel warm, comfortable, loving, non-judgmental, um, and that's how it should be. That's how it should be. So I love that that you mentioned that. That's what it feels to me. So I'm glad you feel that way. My question next is, what is your journey? Like, let's talk about your journey. You are a entrepreneur, a businesswoman, and have been for so long. But tell me about like how you started, the process of you getting into, and I'll let you introduce your business, and you can tell us about it. But your business now.
So my business name is Crown Juice. I got into it truly. My cousin, she called me one day and she's like, "You want to join my team?" And I was like, "Maybe." And then I saw her. I watched her for a little bit, and then I joined. I joined in 2018. I joined in July of 2018, and then after that, I started. Like I've always been an entrepreneur, to be honest, because
Mm,
before I met my husband, I had a small little boutique and I was selling small stuff. So I've always been into entrepreneurship. I've sold Tupperware before, I've sold Avon before, but now I'm selling paparazzi. My business is Crown Juice, and I sell paparazzi jewelry. You put little dreams and
yeah.
so I mean that's basically my journey. I mean that's my journey right now, and I help my husband with his business. So I'm a ministry assistant and I sell my jewelry. So I always got my hand in something like an octopus, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. So in the start of your business, your cousin said introduce you to paparazzi jewelry. If anyone knows, paparazzi is the most affordable quality jewelry you can find. It has such variety. I know because I once was a director actually in paparazzi, and it's super amazing because you can have a variety without breaking the bank. And so she calls you and she asks you to join, and you
Yes.
were kind of like, but you
Yeah.
joined.
Yeah, I did join. I
What
was
pushed
like,
you?
what pushed me?
Mhm.
I, I want to say I'm not a person that run from stuff, but I was like, okay, you done did this, you done did that. Philby, you can do this. Just try it. If you like it, you like it. You're just taking a chance like everything else. So
Yeah,
why not? Why
yeah,
not?
yeah. That's true. So you joined, you started. Tell me about like that process of you starting to create your image for your business, your name for your business, to create even like the material. Because in addition to the supplies, the jewelry, you had to have material, like like the showcase material. Like, tell us about that process.
So I had to decide. It's like it's like starting your business. It's basically you starting your business from scratch. So you like to me, I had to think about what color I wanted my theme to be. Then I had to think about how I was gonna what funnels I was gonna use. Like I was gonna use either go film live or do vending events or do like put stuff on my VIP group. So it's like I just I decided okay I'm gonna do live, and then once I did live, live is when you go up on like on my page, and I go up and I showcase the jewelry. At first, I was nervous. I'm not even gonna story. When I first started, I was nervous, and then after I did it for a couple of times, then I was like, okay, you got this. And then I have to build a community, so I
Yes,
have to connect with people. You have to network with people. So that's why it's like it was hard in the beginning, but as I'm going, it becomes easier because you connect with people. People connect with people who be authentic. They connect
yes,
with people who they feel warm with. So that was my process.
yes. So you're able to pick out your name. Why crown? The crown name. Like, why? What made you decide that name?
It was at Crowns in the beginning, to be honest.
I remember.
It was Bezazzle accessories, and I only thought about it because it had the crown. And then I was going through. I said, okay, I wanted to rebrand it, and I said, I look at my the thing, and I had the crown. I said, you know what, I'm changing to Crown Jewels. And my husband, he said, why are you changing? I said, I already got the crown and the Bezazzle. And he's looking at me, he's like, okay. He said, makes sense. I said, so we crown jewels now, because we crowning the person who are the jewels. Makes
That's
sense for
right.
you. You're crowning them, basically.
That's right. That's right. I like that. I
Yeah.
like how you rebranded. So you rebranded basically, and then you were you at the time newer to social media, to having to go live, to having to learn all the fundamentals of going
Oh,
live and posting and all the things that you do when you market and advertise your business. Like, were you new to that, or were you able to kind of get in and feel like,
I was new. I was if the paper was wet and it's ink, I was brand new. The ink was
okay,
even dry. I was very brand new. It was challenging, but with all the inventory, with all the technology and YouTube and the people who I connected with, they was telling me, okay, Phenelope, you can do this, and then they told me how to do it, and then I was like, okay, I made it my own.
yeah,
So it's like you watch somebody for a little while, and then you turn around, and you make it your own. It's like copying the right cat until you get it right, basically.
yeah, yeah, definitely. So you basically did your homework, I should say.
Yes, I did do
Did
my homework.
you did your homework and you studied. Um, who was some of the people you studied?
Ooh,
Do you remember?
well, it's a lot. It was like four people.
Hmm.
Um, Kimberly Newsom, she's no longer in the business.
Okay.
Erica Cole, she goes live. She goes live. And I watch a lady named Sharonda. She lives in California. She kind of like when I was doing my little when I was doing my changing.
Hmm.
Her thing is girlfriend. So I see. Oh, I watch her for a couple of days, and I was like, she using a word, and it gravitating to her. So I say, okay, I'm gonna use a word. So my word's gonna be crowns for them to claim it. But and then I started using hey girl hey, and then I make people feel warm. So I was like, okay, when I saw them, and I was like, okay, boom, got it. Just gotta stick with it.
Yeah, yeah. I love it. I love it. So, out of getting all of this lined up, how did you manage to juggle your business, your new leap of faith, and then to also continue with your domestic support at home as well as for your husband's in his business? How were you able to juggle that?
So when I started selling, when I started with paparazzi, I was working at a restaurant. I was a manager. I was working 60 hours a week. So in the beginning, I was going live 2 times a day, 2 times a week. So it was like I was off on like a Wednesday and a Monday. So I would go live on those 2 days when I was
Yeah,
off. And then when I started watching the people I was watching, then I learned I could post. So I put that in. But it was like in the beginning, it was like, whoo. I was like, okay, Phenelope, you got this. You done did this before. Just the only difference is you're doing it from your house and you
yeah,
just gotta maneuver, you gotta pivot because you can't crumble. This is you're building something, but you also have to make sure that your house is good. You gotta make sure the house is clean. You gotta make sure your dinner on the table. You gotta make sure everything because basically if you think about it, when a woman is in the house and they have a business, they have to be strong and everything else. If your business, if you crumble, everything else crumble beside it, gonna crumble down. So I had to be strong and I had to maneuver. I had days when I wanted to throw the cover and I have a story, but I stood up and I was like, okay, you got this. I
yeah.
can't you can't fail. Fail is not an option.
That's right. That is right.
It is not an
So
option.
yeah, as a woman handling and maintaining home, um, and as well as your businesses and your different, activities, you're right. Organization is so important. And granted, with organization is days and things that'll happen that'll shift it, because you never can plan and it be 100% as planned. So I think it's important that you identify the necessary need for that order in your life to continue your business and not to fail and not to stop and not to throw in the towel. So I think that is amazing. And I think that's why you're so resilient. And you continued from what, 2018?
Yep, it is 2026. Yep.
Yes. So you have continued and remained with your business of paparazzi crown jewels. So tell us what else in addition to the paparazzi, um, you know, things that you offer in your business. What more? What makes you stand out from any other paparazzi representative?
I think for me, I when people contact me, I generally be warm. And I like if they say, okay, Penelope, I want all your red pieces. I'm gonna go through I show them, I give them my customer service. So I'll send them all the pictures of the red stuff I have, and I be patient because you never know when people going through because you can't rush people when they're making a decision. So I send the pictures out, and then when they say okay, I tell them, and then I send them the invoice, and I be that. But with other people, you're like, I just be myself. I can't. I've been the same since I've been 19. I don't change my scripts. I'm warm. I'm open. I listen, and I just be myself. I can't be nothing else. I can't be phony Nelly because phony Nelly.
Yeah,
Phoniness don't run in my blood. Ain't no phoniness blood.
that's it. That's it. So let's talk about this accent. This is like I can't ignore. I can't everyone here at SwagHer that's tuned in. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're speaking to Penelope Cooper. She is an amazing entrepreneur. And she is discussing her business and how she's maintained her business for several years. But let's talk about this accent. Where are you from? What is this accent? Please explain.
I'm from South Carolina. I
Okay.
was born and raised Charleston, South Carolina. My dad is from Charleston. My mom is from Somerville.
Okay.
But I found out that my mom's mom is from Utahville, and my dad's is from something called Blackville or something like
Yeah,
that.
I've
So
heard of it.
it's a mixture. It's a mixture of them. My mom, God bless her dad, she used to talk fast too. My dad, he is funny, so I get his funniness and her fastness talking, and it is boom. It is. I got them. Like I don't know how else to explain it. I get it from them.
So it sounds okay. So I guess the lingo that has been explained to me from the Charleston area or the low country, I should say, I'm learning, is called Geechee, right? So it's
Geechee.
Geechee talk.
Yeah, they call it Geechee.
Okay. Because I again that when I first met you, I'm like, wait, what island are you from? Where are you from? And you're
Right?
like, I'm from Charleston, South
From
Carolina.
here. From here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So now that we had that out of the way, we know you are from Charleston, South Carolina.
I
Let's
am.
talk about any time throughout the process of your creating, building, maintaining for years your businesses, your household, your personal life. Has there any at all been a time that you've had self doubt, any type of doubt, preventing you from wanting to move forward or hindering you from moving forward?
Yeah, at one point when I wasn't seeing when in the beginning when I wasn't seeing the results and I had talked to I think I talked to my cousin and I talked to it was another lady, my other mentor. Her name is Erica Russell. I
Mhm.
saw Avon with her and I called her one day. I said, I thinking about quitting. And she was like, why? And I was explaining to her, I was like, I'm not getting no customers. I'm not seeing how I'm not seeing it how it was with Avon. I said, Avon, I said we went out, we connected with people and
Mhm.
I got the names and numbers and we would talk and you know, and I said, this is a little bit hard. She said, Phenelope. I said, yes. She said, it's not hard. She said, it's something different to you. So it's hard. It may be hard, but she said, it's challenging. She
Mhm.
said, just take it one step at a time. She said, create a plan and
Mhm.
then go from there. And I was like, okay. She called me and she's like, how's it going? I said, I got me some sales, honey. She's like, I told you. I told you. You just had to apply yourself. And I'm like, but I was scared. And she was like, you've been like that in the beginning with Avon, so why? She said it's just something new.
Yeah.
She said you only focus on one thing. She said, Avon, you had a bunch of products. You could have put maneuver. She said, but you only got one product. I said, yeah, I got one product, but it's like in different colors. And she was like, you just gotta find the people who like bling and find the people who like pearl and find the people who like she was going through she was like, what stuff do you have? I was like, I got pearl, bling, and like different colors. She said, you just gotta find the people who like different colors. And then she said, once you don't find that rainbow, you're gonna be good to go. And that's it, it started coming together.
Yeah. So let's talk about Pearl Bling. So I know, and everyone here at Swagger Magazine and the people that are tuned in should know as well, the massive inventory that you have established.
Ooh.
I remember the beginning of your empire, and now you have unicorn pieces that others may not have. Tell us about your process on how you begin to build your inventory and how important your variety of inventory is and has been to your business.
So in the beginning, I shopped for myself, and that didn't work. I'll be transparent. I like I like big pieces, and I like bling. So then when I started like all of my customers are like they're not unique like me. Everybody's uniquely different. Some
Yes.
people like dainty pieces. I have a set of twins. They like long pieces. So when I'm buying jewelry, I make sure I buy a couple of long pieces and one like blue and one like purple. I think yeah, blue and purple. So because they Dallas Cowboy fans. So anytime I say I'm blue, I say, hey, I got this coming in, and they be like, all right, you can hold that for me. And then this other lady who was getting stuff for me, my niece's my niece mother's bestie, she went like 2 years in, she was getting married and she contacted me. She had see I went to a dinner and I had on I think it was called Tamed, but it's like it got it's like different colors. It's copper, silver, and something else. And then I happened to got it when it was in silver. She was like, "Can you get me that?" I said, "She said, can I have this one?" I said, "Uh-uh." I said, "I'll should get you one." And I got her one. And then she started with the Z pieces. I wasn't into the Z pieces. That's what they really messed me up. She said, "Can you get me?" It was this piece called "I Touch It Unstoppable." It had a lot of blank. I got her that piece, and she was like, "Ooh, you my lady now." Then she
Yeah,
got married, and she got this pearl. It was a pearl. It was a bar and it had pearls, and she had that for her wedding. I ordered 28 of those, and I was like, okay. Every time I go out, she my lady. She like pearls and she like different stuff. But it all depends. Like the people who I've met, they're different. They like me, but they like different pieces. I like stuff that people don't, they think, oh, that's ugly, and then I could put it with something and be like, oh, it's me.
that's right. That's right. Okay. So with that, with your creating your inventory and massive inventory, I should say, necessary inventory, I should say,
Yes,
because it speaks to everybody, no
yes.
matter what you like. Can you please explain for the good people the difference of the products of paparazzi and what you have as well in stock? So, like you mentioned, the Z collection. So, please explain like the difference between that collection versus the other pieces that you typically sell.
Okay, so the regular pieces are like $8. So it'd be like they're like trendy pieces. It'd be like oh, it's like four different again it's four different styles, right?
Okay.
So they have one that's called Santa Fe. They have one called Blue Mustang, and then
So,
one is
Santa
like
Fe is the turquoise piece,
the
correct? Yes.
turquoise pieces. Then one is a one always a bling one. Like it's four different ones. It's Sunset, it's Mustang. It's like four different ones, but it's like it has different colors. Like wanna have like it'll have like wanna have the blue, wanna
Mhm.
have like the blingy or have some kind of shiny, and then the other I have like it's different because when I started they it was different. Now they're like changing the pieces. Like I can't like describe it like it's everything is so unique. Like I'm
Yeah.
looking at you and I'm looking at pearls. I'm looking at copper. I'm
Hmm.
looking at turquoise. I'm looking at a bunch of earrings. I'm looking
Yes.
at purple pieces. I'm looking at long pieces. Those are the regular pieces. So those are the standard pieces.
Yeah.
And then oh, don't forget about the rings. The
Yes.
statement rings. Oh my god, the statement rings. Now they the signature G it's 35, but it's like it's bulky. It's
Yes.
like it's a statement piece. You can wear it and you can dress it. You can have on a t-shirt and a pair of jeans and kind of your wedges and put something on top, put a turquoise piece on, and then, and make it stand out. Like all the pieces make you stand out,
Yeah.
but the Z pieces are like they're heavier, but
Yeah.
and they also pieces that they added the cachet collection. I haven't tried that yet, but it's on my list for my next order. But it's stainless steel and rhodium,
Okay.
and they say that's the luxury brand. But I haven't tried it yet. But I'm that's on my next order. That's what I'm getting, so I can show that, so I can show them. Ooh,
Yes. Okay. So, as you were speaking and describing every facet of jewelry, you were looking. Were you looking at your collection?
I was.
Okay. So, with that said, are you prepared or could you possibly give us a glimpse of that collection? Yes or no?
Mm, no, because I got something on top of it.
Okay, no problem. Just look, just wanted to plug you. So in addition to that, let's go into so Swagger magazine again is the home or highlights the intentional woman who loves to keep it real. Everyone that comes on to Sisterhood Spotlight is an intentional woman. In fact, an intentional woman. So with the intention of your business and your brand and what you are created and have created, what is the future look like for you in Crown Jewels?
Hmm. For crown jewels,
Yes.
um, they okay. So they changed a lot when I came in. They had these new incentives.
Okay.
So it's like one of the things I want to get. One of the things that I'm going to get is called Style Ambassador Tier 3.
Okay.
It's where I have to get new customers every month. This one is like maybe 30 or 65 new customers, and I have to sell a lot of pieces. So that's one of my goals. Um, I've never been life of the party, but that's on my agenda. I want to be platinum. That's on my agenda. I also want to build a I want to build a team, which that's on my May roster. I have that on my plan for me. Um and I want to hire two people. I
Okay.
want to hire my niece and my cousin, so that way I can be able to like the people who I'm watching now, from where come in, the people who I'm watching now, they have their family working for them, and that's what I want. I want my family around me while I'm selling the jewelry. If they can step in when I have my moment, or when I'm attending to something else, that's what I'm looking for. That's what I want to do.
Okay. So, how could we, as in a community, sisterhood community, swagger community, how could we support or help someone like you, an entrepreneur? And what I find important for any entrepreneur is creating the partnerships. So, how could we, as a culture, help you with your business? And where could we find you to make these purchases?
Okay, so my page is on Facebook. All of my Facebook and on TikTok is Crown Jewels. It's my name is I have the same picture with my little cute profile with the pink with the brown bling with that pretty blonde that silver piece on. I also have a website. It is I just like send it to somebody. It's Crown Jewels Shop. I think. I think that's what it's Crowdy Shop. I sent it to somebody earlier. So that's what it is. And I go live, but I'm about to go on a I'm not gonna say I'm going on a little marathon. I'm gonna be posting it on my page, on my personal page. But I'm gonna be going live for my business. I'm going on a little marathon. I have a goal. My cousin wants to go to the Chris Brown concert, so I want to go to Chris Brown, and I'm gonna go to convention, and that's about 3 grand. So I need to sell a lot to jewelry to get there. So I'm going to be going live starting next month. Probably I'm gonna be going live every day, and I'm looking to do events.
Awesome. Okay. So, what would you say to those who are tuned in or watch the replay? If you wanted to partnership with you to invite you to events to set up as a vendor, what would you say? How to contact you? Do you have like an email address or besides your Facebook?
You can my email is my first name. It's just Phenelope. Is Phenelope at Gmail. And all you have to do in the subject, all you put is vending, and I will contact you no matter what.
Yeah. So, how important also is partnership amongst the paparazzi representatives or people that had their paparazzi business? Because I know with, not necessarily just to the customers are you important with providing them the unique pieces, the variety pieces, but how you are important also to other paparazzi salespeople. So, how are you open to that, or do you actually practice a open relationship partnership with another representative of paparazzi? Because you have great pieces. You have
I do
great.
have I have I me it's I have some great pieces. Some people I some consultants they reach out and ask me I have if they can't find it they ask me if I have it.
Mm,
I think the STEM partnership with the partnership with the sisters is a great thing because it's not only about jewelry, it's about it's about women, it's about a relationship. I have people who are not on the team that I'm on, that I talk to, and we talk about, they ask about your well-being, your mental, because mental is important, because if you're not mentally sane, you can't function, because
Yes.
sometimes you have things going on. So we talk about mental first, then they ask about what I have going on, we talk about what we got going on, and then, like, it's just more than jewelry, like we talk about everyday life. So it makes me feel comfortable. So that we exchange ideas. So it's
Yeah.
like it's like a sisterhood. It feels very warm and fuzzy.
Yeah.
If that makes
It's a
sense.
sisterhood. It's
Yes.
definitely a sisterhood. It's a business sisterhood. It's definitely, it turns, I've seen it, obviously, paparazzi has connect dots and brought people together, not just for business, but as friends, and then turn family. They become
Yes.
family. So yeah, it definitely is a sisterhood. So one of my requests from you is, so for my sisterhood segment, and almost like the mascot of my sisterhood, that I have, is pearls, because pearls are unique. They're each one of them are slightly different, but they are in unity. They're beautiful. So
Yes.
my challenge to you is to provide me directly in my inbox a variety of pearls that you have, pearl sets, because I plan to purchase some sets from you to gift to other sisters from the Sisterhood Spotlight segment.
Mhm.
Myself and Swagger, we will go ahead and of course, give back. That's what we do. So please send me that sometime this week. No pressure. All the pearl sets you have, so that I can
I,
pick.
I feel
Um,
pressured.
yeah, you feel pressure? Oh gosh,
Just a
no. Okay.
teeny
So
teeny.
yeah, that's because that's how we support one another. We support one another, and we love on one another, and we definitely celebrate one another, and that's what we do here at Sisterhood Spotlight. So with that said, let's do your shout outs. Who would you like to shout out, to thank, to say hello to? Don't forget that cousins. Mention her name that you mentioned earlier about pulling you into this.
Oh, so my cousin her name is Helen Miller Hurst. Her is overseer Helen Miller Hurst. I like to shout out Yvette Robinson. I like to shout out Lamisha. I don't remember her last name.
Jones.
Jones, I think. I like to shout out, of course, Guy, because he
Yes.
is, of course, him. And my husband, Quincy.
Yes.
And there's one more person. Um, my buddy, LaShawn Pierre. That's my buddy.
Okay. Awesome. So thank you all so much for tuning in to this amazing Saturday Swagger Magazine Sisterhood Spotlight. Again, I am your host, Marilyn Monroe. This was Phenelope Cooper, who is the wonderful, amazing owner, founder of Crowns Jewels. She has everything you can think of. If you have an event, or you don't have an event, you just want to be fly 24/7, 7 days a week, all that, hit her up. I will tag her on this live. But thank you so much, sis, for coming on and showcasing yourself. I am so proud of you. I'm so proud of you stepping outside your box. And she tuned off. But with that said, you have an amazing day. Have an amazing Saturday. Always remember, God loves you, and I do too.